Hi, I welcome you once more again to my channel. Today we're going to look at the limits. So the first question is starting from the definition and asking you all these questions in the EmSAT. If today is your first time here, please go ahead, subscribe, and hit the notification bell anytime we drop a video, as you'll be notified and get a chance to study with us. So what is the definition of a limit? So for a limit to exist, that means you have to check both left and the right approach. So for instance, if you have a limit as x approaches say 6, you gotta check from this side and you gotta check from this side. So if it is from the negative here, it doesn't mean -6. It means it's coming from the negative direction. That means what are the numbers over here? That could be 5.99. And if it is approaching from here on the right hand side, then it can be 6.001, something like that. So you got to know that. So the definition here, for a function to exist, then you have to check the left and the right. So here will be the definition for that. And now we are going to use it so they want us to find a limit. Here you could see that it's just approaching a number -3. So what we have to do is go ahead, plug it right away. So -3 all squared minus 9 over, wherever you see x, you plug -3. And here you realize that you're going to get +9 minus 9, and here is 0, and here is going to be 0, 0. Any number divided by 0 is undefined. It's unacceptable. So when it's unacceptable, that means you cannot conclude. Don't go and pick it does not exist. That is not the right option. This is undefined. So if this one happens, that means you have to do more. You could look at the numerator. You see that it's a quadratic, and you have to break it into a linear equation. There's a tons of way you can do that. So let's go ahead and do that. The limit as x approaches -3. Here, what squared is equals to 9 is 3. So we can write it as x squared minus 3 squared, or divided by x plus. Now something is coming here, difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared. You have to know that it's a plus b, and then into parentheses a minus b. The difference of two squares. So we have to use that approach in the numerator. So we're going to say limit as x approaches -3 is going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3, or divided by x plus. Now we can cross some stuff out. This will be repeated. So that means this one will go with that one. So they will turn into 1. So now we got the limit as x approaches -3 of x minus 3. So here at this point, we can say that this is implies that wherever we see the x, we can replace it with that. So -3 minus 3, which is -6. That's an answer. So always make sure you plug it in. If you get undefined, break it down and then plug it again, and then you'll get a right answer. Now, what about when it's approaching the infinity? The symbol means infinity. When it's approaching infinity, there's another strategy that we have to do. So here is approaching infinity. So let's go ahead and plug it in first, and then you can able to analyze. So here is going to be infinity cubed minus 2 infinity squared plus 3, all divided by 4 infinity cube plus 5 infinity minus 1. You look at the numerator, you have infinity cube minus 2 infinity. You have a lot of money, and like you have triple money, and somebody is just the double money. Some no closer to the one with the triple money. Anytime it's approaching the infinity, what we have to look at, we just have to look at the numerator, the highest exponent, and then the numerator, the highest exponent. We just consider them, and that have to give us the answer. And that's how we go about this infinity. From here, the limit as s approaches infinity of x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3 all on 4x cubed plus 5x squared minus 1 just implies that we are just going to consider only the highest exponent in the numerator, and denominator is just going to be infinity cube divided by 4 infinity cube. And then from here, it will simplify. The infinity cube is the same thing here, so they will turn into 1. So here is only 1 left, so 1 and 4 times 1, which is that, and that will give us the answer. So the answer will be 1/4, a quarter. Let's look at another one. So the same is approaching the infinity. When it's approaching the infinity, just look at the highest exponent in the numerator and the highest exponent in the denominator. Plug your infinity in, simplify, and that will give you the answer. So the limit as x approaches infinity of 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 all on 4x squared plus 3 implies that we will just consider this here and this here. So we will have 3 infinity squared. When we see x, we just plug the infinity and then infinity squared. And here the infinity square cancel infinity square. We just turn them into 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 1 is 4. So it's 3 on 4 as an answer. So anytime it's approaching infinity, that's how you do it, and it's easy peasy right there. All right, now they can also bring it on the trigonometric one. So how do we go by that one? So in the EmSAT, they will give you a calculator so you can verify this kind of stuff. So the limit as x approaches 0 of 5 cos 3x all on tan x plus 4 plus sine 3x. All that you have to do, this implies that wherever we see the x, we are going to plug 0. So 5 cos 3 0 times tan 0 plus 4 plus sine 3 times 0. Right? So here they will give you a calculator, and then you can use that calculator to bring that calculator. Let's put it here. Then you pick the sign. This one they will provide for you. It will pop up in the EmSAT when you're doing it, so you can use that. So cos 3 times 0 is going to be 0. So cos 0 is going to be 1. And then let's check tan 0. So 0, and then you type tan. So tan 0 is also 0. And then you check sine 0, because 3 times 0 is going to be 0. So sine 0, and then pick sine. That one is also 0. So here This implies that we're going to get 5. The whole of this give us 1. So times 1 all on 0. Remember, times 0 give us 0 plus 4. And times 0 also give us 0. This implies that 5 times 1 is going to be 5. 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. We will get this as an answer. So you just plug it in. If you're not sure, use your calculator. Okay, let's look at the last one, and this is on the absolute. So you have to be able to read this one here. You're saying that it's approaching 6 from the left side. Okay, so the limit of the absolute of x minus 6 absolute plus 4. Get close. That limit was approaching 6 from the left. This is not negative 6. 6 from the left. Okay, it's approaching, so that means it's at that 6. So even wherever you see x, we just plug 6. Absolute of here is just going to be 6 minus 6. Absolute plus 4. This will give us 0. And 0. Absolute of 0 is 0 plus that. And that will give us 4. That's one way. If you also want, since it's approaching from the left hand side, so here is negative. So once we remove the absolute, here is going to be negative. So it's going to be the limit as x approaches from the 6 from the left, and here is going to be negative. So here is going to be negative x because it's negative. So negative x, and negative, this will be positive 6. And then this is just a number, so plus 4. So now you can plug in the 6 because it's approaching, or you can plug in, say, 5.999. Like if you want to get more understanding, you plug 5.999. Negative 5.999 plus that is just going to be positive 0.01 plus 4, which is basically still 4. 4.01 is still 4. So here we get 4. So leave the comment if you want me to touch more based on this, if you're having trouble with it. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell so we drop a video, you'll get it right away. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.